Lighting better be good enough. Okay. Okay. 2, 1. Assalamualaikum and hi. This video is made mainly because I figured an introduction video about myself would be needed or required sometimes when you want to go around. My name is Nurin Izzati binti Asri, and most of my friends call me New or Nurin, but mainly New. As of now, well, as this video is out, I am 18 years old. No, I'm 17 years old, I'm not 18 yet. So, a little bit of a background on myself is I started high school when I was in Form 2, and my first high school was, well, secondary school was Pananjaya, SMK Pananjaya, and I was there for until I was Form 5. When I was Form 5, I moved to another school, which is SMK BBSD, Banda Baru Salak Tinggi. And in the time when I was studying, what I did was I would enter a lot of language-based activities or anything that I can indulge myself in. But in terms of sports, back in Pananjaya, since I didn't have any background as someone who was into sports from back in elementary school, I wasn't really in many active sport groups. So I was more into academical activities. So one of those included news reading, spelling bee competitions, card makings, presenting, public speaking, poem recitings. And when I moved to SMK BSD, what I did was I joined debate, I joined drama. I also joined student voice group, which what the student voice group does is kind of voices the opinions of students and reaches a conclusion with the teachers, and we try to. I'm not gonna go into SVG since this is my introductory video. Moving on, in those activities, usually they're English because I was also part of the English Language Society, but I also indulged myself in art-related activities such as visual arts, video editing, photography, and I'm sure there's a lot more. They're just somewhere at the back of my head. But once SPM was over, what I decided to do was indulge more in my activities. But before I did that, I had a history of working. Back in Form 4, I was already working part-time jobs just to get extra allowance, and in Form 5, obviously you couldn't work that much, so I only worked until like March or late February until I moved to SMK BSD, where I had to quit. And then once SPM was over, I took up a job working at a pet store around the area. And I worked there for almost about 2 months, I guess. Yeah, I love animals. A little something that I didn't mention earlier was that I would keep all sorts of animals as a kid, and even now I still have all sorts of animals, which you might not hear yet, but I have chickens, I have birds, and I have fishes. So a little about my whole me and animal background is that as a kid growing up, I would always have hamsters and cats. I did try fishes when I was a kid, but being a kid and being not so knowledgeable on aquatic life, they would always die. So fast forward to secondary school, where I decided to get birds. Basically any small and petite parrot that you can get. So my room was technically called the mini zoo by my family members and my friends. Talking is so tiring. I was working at the pet store. I enjoyed myself, handling fishes, handling customers, educating customers about what not and what to do with fishes and hamsters and birds. It was kind of what I already did online, because I am in a lot of social communities. I am in voice acting communities, I am in animal communities, I'm in a lot of communities. So obviously I know a lot of people online and I regularly communicate online. So it's technically what I already do online. I have to explain about a lot of things. And being a kid from Malaysia who is also a Muslim, you'll always get swarmed with questions from foreigners about your religion, about your country, and all that kind of stuff. And I guess I'm sort of already used to explaining all of that. So fast forward to after I quit my pet store job, I decided to indulge in my hobbies more seriously. So I like to take on a lot of things. I'm a jack of all trades. I love learning new things. So what I did was I voice acted. So seeming as I was in a lot of communities, I decided to voice act online. And I joined the voice acting community, and I found out that on Smule, the karaoke app, you can actually voice act. So script writers have left scripts and scenes and music and everything for you to just voice out and be that character. And that is what I did. I first started on Smule. So I started on Smule, I started voice acting, I started singing. I already sang a lot of times before, and I've joined a lot of singing competitions in school and other places. So I've always been singing as a kid, and up until now, I'm still very much passionate about it. And when I found out you could voice act, I've always respected the voice acting community. I appreciate what they do. They sort of breathe life into characters. So I decided to try it out myself, and now I am voice acting.
Alright, at this point I'm just kind of rambling about voice acting, so instead of doing that, I'm just gonna leave my channel right here if you're really interested in my voice acting. Links are in description, and right now I'm just gonna skip to the next part.
And that is me being passionate about my hobbies. It's something I wish I did as a kid, but being a kid, you don't really have enough knowledge to do it, and everything I do now is self-taught. There's nothing that I do that I actually go to a class for, because you just can't afford those things sometimes, and the internet is accessible. So use it. As a jack of all trades and as someone who indulged himself in a bunch of activities, I often have trouble deciding on what I want to do in life. It's just that I'm really okay with doing just about anything. I've worked at F&B places, I worked with animals, I've worked with people, I've worked in voice acting, and every time I indulge myself in a new activity, the people around me are quick to just suggest me to do this and that. When I was in debate, my parents told me to take a lawyer. When I would help teach class and help my English teacher with teaching, she wanted me to be an English teacher. When I would go around helping animals, people wanted me to work at a shelter, or people wanted me to make a animal community grow bigger, basically help animals in Malaysia have their own animal ambassadors. Because I love learning languages, people told me to be a translator. There's just so many things that I am capable of doing, and that makes me really indecisive in what I really want to do. Even this video that you're watching right now will all be edited by me, and that's the main thing. That's my only struggle, because I love to do so many things, I can't decide on one thing. Anyways, hope you enjoyed my constant rambling for about 10 minutes. I'm not sure once I've edited this video, but thanks for watching this video. This has been Mew, signing out. Introduction video, right? Do I have to say the Assalamualaikum and everything?
Yes. You're almost
Make the school more comfortable for both teachers and students, and we just basically try to set a setting where everyone can be comfortable and enjoy themselves and not be too pressured, and we could resolve issues and so forth. Continuing, where was I stopping at? Where did I stop at?
you know, you were really,
I can't. And once SPM was over, I decided to take on a job where I think I would really enjoy. So, you could say, since after SPM and then until up to this year, early, late Feb, after Chinese New Year's, and yeah, I guess at the moment I have, I'm just gonna restart from where I decided to talk about animals. I didn't mention this earlier, but I am very much into animals. I had cockatiels, budgies, lovebirds, and I would try to get get those animals and try to support them with my allowance. Well, obviously it didn't go so well. And these mini zoos, wowee, I still have them now. So fast forward to when I and fast forward to back in SMK Bestie. Seeming as I was also in a lot of activities, mainly because I enjoyed it. Honestly, I wished I could have been in SMK Bestie from the start, because I would have been able to focus all of my time and skills in all the activities they had to offer, because that school was really, it was a pretty great one for me. And yeah, it was such a shame that I couldn't be there earlier. Where was I again? Right. Because of my passion as a voice actor and a singer, I decided to make a separate YouTube account, which is not the one linked to this video. It's a different one, which I will link in the description. But yeah, that's basically where I post my art, my voice acting, and my singing, my song covers. Took up a bunch of other languages since, hey, voice acting. And the only reason why I really enjoyed voice acting was because of Japanese. Exactly. I really appreciated what the Japanese voice actors did, the seiyus. I love their voice acting, and it's just it's special. There's something about it that gives you that that you just enjoy in those animes. So I decided to start voice acting in Japanese, and when I found out English scripts were also there on Smule, I decided to take up that too. And yeah. So enough with all my hobbies.